Fritzy, have you been flirting with me?
Not intentionally, but the guys have brought it to my attention, and maybe my voice is changing with you in the hosting chair. I think if we compare my voice when Dan's hosting and you hosting, there's probably an inflection change there.
Bonnie, I don't know what you mean, but I haven't changed my voice at all today.
Hello, lover.
But I do know that Jay Glazer is standing by.
Oh, I think that'd be good.
Jay Glazer and I shared an office in 1998. I don't think did you ever flirt with me? I don't remember. It's too long ago.
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
Never.
Glazer and I
used to kick you out of my office all the time because,
no,
first of all,
whoa.
Total slob. Guys, she was like...
Oh, this is complete fabrication. What?
Like Oscar. You guys don't know. I've known Bonnie. We grew up together. She was Jersey Shore before there was Jersey Shore. Weren't you Miss Seaside Heights at one year?
You are mired in brown stuff right now. You're just making stuff up.
You were Snooki before there was Snooki.
I was
without the work.
But you know what? I would be more than happy to go back to the mall bangs if I could get $30,000 to do a speaking engagement at Rutgers, because that's what they paid Snooki.
Oh, well, how about we were doing the same thing they were, but we were getting chased by the police. We weren't getting paid.
No, you were getting chased by the police. I am a patron saint.
You were driving the getaway car.
I know.
Yes. I remember seeing you down there at your prom down at Seaside Heights, and you were out there with your Kango hat and your fat shoelaces and your big hair. It was kind of embarrassing.
We did have the fat shoelaces.
I think you wore parachute pants to your prom, I'm pretty sure.
I did not. Wait, really? What? Okay, what did I do to you in the last week that I'm just getting this barrage of falsities?
Oh, you kidding me? Once they told me that I'm coming out with you, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to unload.
I'm going up the escalator to go to Radio Row, and I'm completely oblivious and tired, and I hear, Birdsey! I don't even have to see. I know it's Glazer. How are you, my dear?
My girl. How you doing, darling?
I'm doing great. Let's talk a little bit of Peyton Manning. Give me updates. There was...
No, wait, hold on a second. You said you know where he's going. I want to know where that is. Where you think he's going?
I think he's going to Miami.
You think he's going to Miami? Why do you think that's the best place for him?
I think it's the best place for him, first and foremost, because of the coach there. I can't see Peyton Manning and Mike Shanahan existing in the same building.
Oh, I can.
You can?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I can see anybody existing with Peyton Manning. Here's the thing, all right, with a guy like Peyton Manning, it's not hard to be a good coach. You got to fit your square peg in your square hole. And if you look at a guy like Peyton, you say, okay, this is what he brings. This is the type of guy he is. He's the best passer that, we've seen of all time, perhaps one of the best passers of all time, not quarterbacks, but passers. So we fit our offense around him. You're not gonna bring in Peyton Manning, okay, and say, okay, this is our offense. Now you have to fit in here, and we're really not going to use your talents. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. And guys like Mike Shanahan are smart enough to know that. You would think.
You really think Mike Shanahan would cede that much control? He's a total control freak.
Yeah, but Peyton Manning's different. He's totally different. You got to see whenever you're at the Pro Bowl and Peyton is out there, these coaches flock to him.
But there's a difference between being a fan from a distance and being the guy who's running day-to-day operations.
Yeah, but you're not going to. It doesn't make any sense to bring Peyton Manning in and say, okay, we're going to run this power eye option. We're not going to do. Hey, listen, if John Fox could change his offense for Tim Tebow, then other coaches will change their offense for Peyton Manning. But much more upside to change it for Peyton than there was for Tebow.
That's a good point, but you also have to remember that Fox didn't have any other options. It's not like he was going to go out and get another quarterback. Kyle Orton wasn't playing well, and he had to do something.
I understand that, but if you sign Peyton Manning and lock up all your salary cap space, you don't have a lot of other options either.
All right, so you think Redskins is a possibility.
No, I think I don't know who the possibilities are because I don't know how the neck is. It's amazing how different the accounts are. When I reported that story a couple of weeks ago that he was actually practicing, and the guys I talked to, one guy said, man, he's really spinning it. And another guy said, yeah.
Noodle arm. Noodle arm is the term that Bob Kravitz used in his Indy Star, his newspaper article. He said that one person said noodle arm.
Well, and again, one of my guys said he's a ways off, and another guy said, man, he was really spinning it. And I don't know the motive for either one of the guys, why they're saying what they're saying. It was two completely different viewpoints of how he was throwing it. But still, the issue here is is not whether you're signing Peyton Manning, it's which Peyton Manning you're signing. If it's Peyton Manning of the old Peyton Manning, I mean, shoot, every team in the league should be lining up to sign him. Almost should be lining, except for six, 7 teams should be lining up to bring him in. But if it's Peyton Manning where he is a noodle arm, or it's Peyton Manning where he's not the same, or it's Peyton Manning where he has there's going to be a threat in the future that he's not going to have longevity, then that's a different Peyton Manning.
Well, let's switch the
I don't
angle.
know which Peyton Manning he is. That's the problem, Bonnie. And nor does anybody else. I talked to one GM the other day who told me, yes, we will have interest in him. I said, okay, so what happens there? Do you bring him in and put him through like a college workout? He says, well, it's part of the physical. You got to see him throw. You got to see him do stuff. But we're going to rely heavily on our doctor, and we got to, we'll bring our doctor into the mix later on once we are down this path and we know he has interest in us. We'll bring our doctor in, but our doctor, and it's not your team doctor, it's this specialist. And they're going to use this specialist to figure out just what the threat is and how much Peyton could really be Peyton.
All right. Well, we obviously don't know